It's His design, and it's perfect because God is perfect. And when we are submitted to God, we have the blessings of God. I'll tell you another story. We submit first to God, right? And then we submit to our husbands. Ask unto the Lord, even if you're angry at your husband, you don't feel like submitting, he's not appreciative. Remember, Jesus, I'm doing this for you. You deal with him. Okay, so I have a friend. We just came from Brazil, and she's an amazing, awesome woman of God. She's a pastor's wife, and they had an amazing ministry in a smaller city in Brazil. They had about 40,000 in their church, which is a big congregation. But one day her husband came to her and said, honey, God has spoken to me, and he's told me to leave the church here and move to Sao Paulo and start a church there. She was appalled because she told her husband, but honey, you know, it's so nice here to raise our children. We have this church. And she was resisting. And the husband looked at her and said, remember my mother? She came from the U.S. as a missionary. She was very rich. One day, my father told her, honey, God's telling me to leave the U.S. and go to Brazil to be a missionary. What if my mother had not followed my father's plan and God's plan? What would have happened to the mission and the vision for Brazil, where there's so many churches now? And she thought, oh yeah. So I will teach you something. When you submission is interesting. Sub means to come under voluntarily the leadership of your husband in obedience to God. But then you can accomplish God's mission for your life. Submission. So you know what she did? She said, okay, Lord, I'm scared, but I will trust you. I will follow my husband. I will submit to him, and I'm going to do it with a happy heart. And so she decided. They moved to Sao Paulo. You know what? By her model of following her husband and embracing the vision, 300 people followed them also to Sao Paulo to start a church that we were in. It's amazing. Thousands of people worshiping the Lord because she submitted to the decision of her husband as her leader. So when we submit, come under the authority, we will see God's mission accomplished in our life. God bless you.